Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are here with your weekly reading for August 24th through the 30th of 2026. Now, this is eclipse season here, guys, and this is your second eclipse of August. They, of course, come in pairs. We already had the solar eclipse, new moon, in the sign of Leo. And now here we are with the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. This is not an easy eclipse, right? A full moon in Pisces without an eclipse tends to be emotional, can be very spiritual, okay? It can bring in some growth, but realizations can potentially bring in healing. But eclipses, especially this one, we have a T-square with Uranus and Mercury with this eclipse. Squaring off energy, right, is always tense. And this particular eclipse, normally we look at a full moon or, and we're like, okay, what do I need to release? But this particular energy is like, you're releasing this now. And it's a little bit more authoritative. Clarity and the truth comes to light with this one. And it's something that you can't ignore. So whether it's a matter of you standing in your own way, right? It's those habits or those thoughts or those patterns, that energy that we need to let go of because it's preventing your growth. And because we just had a new moon in the sign of Leo, that solar eclipse, something in you wants to grow. So whether it's growth within yourself, spiritual growth, mental growth, spiritual growth, whatever it is, emotional, right? Especially emotionally intense at this full moon, right? There's something that we've got to drop. Now, this will be a little bit different for everybody, right? Uranus and Mercury are both matters of the mind, but also the higher mind with Uranus. And, this is a conversation or some clarity or some words. Something is showing you, right, your path. Some information comes to light. Uranus especially, though, Uranus wants you to break free from the things that are holding you back. Uranus wants you to have freedom. Uranus can help us destroy those things in our lives that are inhibiting us. But ultimately, Uranus will show you the path, will give you that enlightenment, will show you what your future can hold if we let go of the thing. So it can be people, situations, it can be thoughts, habits, patterns, whatever old, outdated belief systems, whatever it happens to be, you are being shown the light. On the day of the eclipse, it is probably a very challenging day. You could be feeling confused, perhaps, frustrated, emotionally charged. Okay, so don't be afraid of the day, right? Don't be no. Don't be afraid of anything, right? Don't be afraid of the day. That solar eclipse that we had in Leo is giving you courage, right? But it is a day where, and it is a whole week actually, where you just may need to be a little bit more consciously quiet rather than, super engaging. It is a week where we can make rash decisions out of frustration. So just be aware of that, center and ground your energy. Find some place to meditate or just to be with yourself or your own thoughts, or even where you can just turn your brain off, and this will be beneficial for you. Okay. Saturday, though, by the time we get to Saturday, okay, it is a lot calmer, a lot easier of a day. Okay. So, great time to just do something fun or just stay in your own quiet energy. So that eclipse is the 27th or the 28th, depending on your time zone, right? So it puts us towards the end of the week, but that energy will pass, okay? And, we'll probably have some clarity or some insight, all right? But let's get right into your reading. Okay, we've got 2 cards out here, so choose your path, choose your way forward. We've got card number 1 right here on the left and card number 2 right here on the right. And this is from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle, giving you some energy. Figured I'd pick out a nice watery deck. So pick whichever one is speaking to you the most. If you find you're called to both, watch both, because there's messages in there for from both of these cards, both of these paths. But I'll leave the timestamps down below. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you enjoy your readings, please don't forget to hit that like button. It is the quickest, fastest, easiest thing that you can do to help my channel and to show a little bit of love and please the almighty algorithm. But if you do enjoy my readings as well, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want notifications, and don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. Leave a heart. I will heart you back and we'll connect all of our energy. But let's get right into it. Timestamps below, and I'll see you on the flip side. Hello, those of you who chose card number 1. We'll just put card number 2 over there, and let's have a look and see what you get. We've got some flying fish on this card leaping through the air. A plan you have made is on track. If you're waiting for something, get to work and stop putting off ideas or projects you are considering. Okay. Flying fish, of course, can take a flying leap. So this is a wonderful energy. If you are faced with any challenges or obstacles, you have the ability to fly over them, work your way past them. Okay, flying fish, nothing is standing in your way right now, and so this can be a week where you do get some clarity and you figure out what has been blocking you, what has been stopping you, and you're like, yes, now I'm free. Because when we fly, right, we are free. And we're not weighted down by anything. If these fish were weighted down, they wouldn't be able to fly. I don't know if you've ever seen flying fish. They're actually pretty cool. I have only ever seen them once, and it was just off the coast of Cuba. And at first I thought they were like a swarm of dragonflies, and I thought that was weird. And then no, they were flying fish. So they're really quite cool and spectacular there. But yeah, you could be getting some clarity, a renewed sense of focus if you've had like writer's block or something. Something similar, then this is, really a breakthrough for you, right? They're breaking out of the ocean into the air. Okay, so that airy energy can really help give you a little bit of clarity. But again, for some of you, it is a full moon this week, and when we have a full moon, it's the end of a cycle, and the end of that cycle can bring something to fruition for you, because Uranus is in the mix. It might be something a little bit different than what you had anticipated. Uranus is always full of shocks and surprises. It is a wild card, so kind of expect the unexpected. We also have out here for you, we've got the 7 of Swords, okay, cautious communication. All right, we've got the Queen of Wands as well. And we've got the 5 of Swords, okay. So Queen of Wands, bold confidence here, okay? Sitting in your sovereignty, sitting in your authority, trusting yourself to make wise decisions, all right, and to contemplate things in a positive way, or look at the information, look at the conversation, look at the, your thoughts, right, and bring them to center. Okay, this is going to anchor you, embracing this Queen of Wands energy, bold, courageous energy, but also very spirited and very confident. Okay, it's like sitting in the throne of your sovereignty. The 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Okay, be very careful for communication issues, and don't trust everything that comes your way. And the Queens tend to have some quiet discernment. And the 7 of Swords can be trust issues, right? Now, this can be something within yourself, right? The 5 of Swords here. The 5 of Swords, we can conquer something, right? But we still have to be very careful. So this can be something within you. Do you trust yourself to make the right decisions? Do you feel like you're heading in the right direction? Do you second guess yourself, right? Do you make a choice but then keep looking backwards? right? You look forward, but then something keeps tugging you back. That's what you're breaking away from, right? This wishy-washy, back and forth, confused, self-doubt. I think I've made the right choice, but I'm just not sure, right? So you're breaking away from that. All right. But with that Five of Swords being there as well, again, a little bit of caution is still remains. Okay, the Five of Swords can certainly be an energy of I won, I did it, but it's sometimes at the cost of something else. Sometimes at, these two back figures on this card, they're both standing up. One's just kind of giving up and walking away. One of them is sitting there and contemplating, looking out into the great beyond. This guy's sitting there. He's like, I have everyone's swords, ha, ha, ha. And, he seems quite pleased with himself, right? So, be careful in your conversations with other people. But, the thing is, the Five of Swords here can be quite fitting for a full moon, for a lunar eclipse, because this can be you saying, I am me. I have made the right choice, even if it means letting something or someone go. Even if it means walking away, right? And this can be a really big full moon, right? You're shown what you need to walk away from, right? There's no doubt, right? Doubtful, no doubt, right? So, in this Queen of Wands energy, believe in the choices that you are making, because you are ultimately the master of your own domain, right? Your life, your choices, your free will. And sometimes we just evolve out of situations or out of connections with people or even our own thoughts, right? And this is like anything that's not working, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, any thoughts, any doubts, any worries, any old patterns, any people that are no longer aligned with me, anything that I don't trust, right? If I can't put my trust and faith in people and situations, I don't want them, right? And anything is parting ways, right? It is out of here, and you're left with this Queen of Wands energy. Now, for some of you here, the Queen of Wands can represent a very important person in your life this week as well. This might be someone that you talk something out with, someone that you, want to get together with, or someone that maybe motivates you in some way. You can find inspiration through a lot of different things, and it may be this person. I feel like maybe for some of you, because the Queen of Wands is in the uprights, right? So, positive energy here. And, I feel like maybe there's someone in your world here where you're resolving some differences, right? They're a good person, a good ally, someone who, you enjoy their company, but maybe there's just been a lack of communication or a little bit of a rift or something like that. Maybe like your bestie who you haven't talked to for quite some time, right? And, this can be like, oh, is my bestie hasn't called me, but then again, I haven't called them, and are they mad at me? Am I, and so this can be where you kind of clear the air and resolve those differences there, if there even are any. Sometimes we just get busy with our lives, right? I have a bestie. She lives like 13-hour drive away. Granted, there's phone calls and stuff, but sometimes, we'll talk like every single week. And then there's other times where months can go by where just neither one of us picks up the phone. But then as soon as we do, it's like, hey, bestie, how are you doing? And we're all tickety-boo. It's just the way things go. It's been like that for 30 years. So anyway, but so it can be kind of that situation, that's kind of scenario. Okay, but this person may actually be someone that encourages you to see things clearly. Maybe you talk things out with them or something, and they can be quite insightful. So it can be a really positive vibe that you get from that person. All right. But whatever your situation is, believe in yourself, okay? And just be confident. Maybe you need to be a little quiet this week. Maybe avoid confrontation. Your power, Queen of Wands, is avoiding negative situations this week, or rising above them, okay? Not necessarily the week to, get embroiled in anyone else's drama, okay? Okay. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching. Hopefully there was something here for you. If you enjoyed your reading, please do hit that like button, the thumbs up. It really does help crack the algorithm and get my videos seen. So I appreciate that. But again, if you enjoy my content, you want to see more of it, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and don't be afraid to say hello or drop a heart in the comments. But I thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week, and we're going to move on now to card number 2. Hello there to all of you who chose card number 2. Let's get right into it and see what we've got. We've got childlike devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. Now, with this Pisces full moon, the lunar eclipse on the 27th, 28th, you could be potentially dredging up and healing some childhood wounds, all right? Embracing your inner child and healing your inner child. Perhaps for some of you, childlike devotion, right? Sometimes we place our starry eyes on someone or something in our lives and we just cling on to it, we hook on to it, and we don't see the negative, right? We only see the positive, and it's like, a knight on a pedestal, perhaps, right? So for some of you here, you could be looking at, where you are devoted, right? Maybe where you really put your commitment. And it may be a positive thing, but it may not be, right? Are you blinded to something just like that childhood energy might be, right? You put your, maybe your father, you put them up on a pedestal and, you only see the good and you never see anything else. And, sometimes when we do that with people in our lives, right? Sometimes later on, the truth, right, can sometimes shatter, our illusion. Right? And Pisces energy can sometimes bring in an illusion of like this utopian kind of vision. So, have a look at this full moon. Where are you devoted to? Are you seeing things for as they truly are, right? Because we can have the blinders on with Pisces energy, and then in comes that T-square with Mercury and Uranus, right, shattering our visions. So, be ready for the truth, because there's some truth that is coming out there for you. Right, but this can be a significant turning point for you as well. It's like I've had the blinders on. I've been looking at the past with rose-colored glasses. And now you're like, okay, I need to look at this a little bit differently, right? And, so this can be a good thing, right? But, again, it can be like shattering of some sort of illusion, all right? But, the thing is here is that change or working through a challenge or something can be something from long ago. It can be something a little more recent, but working through those things will ultimately set you free. You're peeling away the layers, right? We're all like onions, right? We've got many, many different layers. And as we peel one layer off, then we find another layer and another and another and another, right? So as we get through those multifaceted layers that we are, right, we discover who we truly are, or we discover who we're really meant to be, right? Because we do tend to like pile things on one after another after another. So embrace your true self, love yourself. This is a card 50, right? So 50 breaks down into a 5. Fives can represent those obstacles and challenges that we have in our lives, the things that we've clung on to that are not no longer part of our future, and we've got to make some changes, and the 5s are exciting opportunities for change. So this can be a significant turning point for you, right? Be devoted to you, to your own sense of self, to your own visions and your dreams. And this can be a great time where you can have that magnificent opportunity, for change and for freedom, right? Remember, Uranus is at play here, and Uranus wants you to be free, right? Because your future is bright, your future is bold, your future is colorful. right? So believe in that, believe in yourself. The tides are about to turn for you, as long as you're willing to embrace it, as long as you're willing to embrace change, and perhaps do a little bit of inner work with this Pisces energy, right? Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so endings, and rules the 12th house, which can be great spiritual growth. It can be represent your subconscious, digging deep, bringing things out into the open, right? Recognizing who you are when we release things, or when we do see things in a different light, right? Then we have that opportunity to work through them and to let them go, find our freedom, bring that ending, right? And so we can start a new beginning, right? So a new cycle starting after this full moon. Oh, cool. The back of the deck, we've actually got the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is represents the ebb and the flow of life, right? The tides of life, the the upsides and the downsides, right? And so we're always experiencing these cycles. Sometimes we're on a cycle of decrease because we do need to let things go, or we do need to maybe experience some challenge for our own growth. But we're also in a period of an upswing, abundance, growth, good luck, good fortune. The Wheel of Fortune does bring good luck to you. It is the Wheel of Destiny, the Wheel of Fate. That is full moon energy, or well, really that is eclipse energy, I should say. But the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. So this can be a really good opportunity for you to experience and to embrace some growth and expansion in your life. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is right now in the sign of Leo, where we just had the solar eclipse, bringing us some bold, fresh energy, new opportunities, all that kind of stuff. And Jupiter, of course, is your traditional ruler if you are Pisces. So it is the traditional ruler of this lunar eclipse, right? It's also ruled by Neptune, right? Pisces is in the modern day ruled by Neptune, but before the outer planets were discovered, Jupiter was assigned to Pisces. So there can be a little bit of luck around this full moon, but I feel like more about a release to set you free, right? Some of you are very encouraged at this time to take a chance, take a gamble, take a little bit of a risk, because it may just pay off for you. We've also got the moon card. Okay, there you go. Pisces energy, loud and clear here for you. We've got the devil card, right? So wow, that's great. The Two of Cups is here as well. Okay. You've got some work coming in, right? The moon card, cycles in our life, but the moon does represent your spiritual self, your intuition, your emotions, very much heightened this week. Okay, be careful, right? Devil card's showing up there, so we always need to be a little bit cautious with that, with ourselves, with people, with situations. Are you giving your power away? Are you or someone in your life being too controlling? Do you feel trapped? Do you feel tied down and bound? Are your fears getting in your way, right? Are you dealing with toxic or negative people? Is there something from your past that's keeping you in shackles? All these big questions, right, may really be coming out for you this week, right, because of this lunation, right, because of this full moon in Pisces. So take a breath, take a moment, take some time. And chances are there's already something in your awareness. It's like, I have given my power away, right? I need to reclaim my sovereign power, right? I need to step into my powerful self. I need to get back some control. I've given too much of myself to something, and this is my time for reclamation, right? So this moon can really help you to sort through some things, because the devil card, boundaries and perspective and a little bit of caution always needed when the devil card comes out, okay? But the devil card is first and foremost our shadow side, our shadow self, those dark things that keep us essentially trapped, right? We're tied to the devil here. But thing is, always a reminder with that devil card, right? We may be in shackles. Something may be keeping us bound, right? Keeping us under their spell, under their control, right? Or under its control, right? If it's your shadow energy. But the thing is, our hands are free. At any time, we can reclaim our true self. We can reclaim our power. We can change our situation around, right? We can face our fears and we can have that breakthrough because our hands being free, we can remove our shackles ourselves, right? So, and sometimes we do forget that. Okay. So, instead of being stuck and bound and, hiding in the shadows or giving into our fears, our worries, our anxieties, our doubts, all useless energies, right? They don't do you any favors. Okay. This is a time when you can really break free, right? Remember, we got the Wheel of Fortune sitting there as well. Childlike devotion, right? Is there something, doesn't have to be from your childhood, but is there something that you are blindly devoted to? Right? Do you have the blinders on? Because you're getting some clarity and it probably might hit some of you like a ton of bricks. All right. But down deep, your intuition, right? The moon, your subconscious, you know what this devil card represents to you right now. And you know that you may need to do something difficult, right? In order to get things back on track and get you back into alignment with your true self, with your true trajectory, with who you're meant to be, right? And with that Two of Cups showing up here, this can be a challenge in a relationship that comes up this week for you, right? It can be your relationship with yourself, right? Always a challenge there sometimes to work through, but it can be your relationship with, with significant others, with friends, with family members, right? Your inner child, right? All these things. But the thing is here, when you do the work, you do the inner work, you do the inner cleanse, right? Then that Two of Cups, you come back into alignment, right? And we love ourselves. We love our situation. We love who we're with, right? Perhaps, right? But we need to deal with the difficult things. As we deal with the difficult things, there can be an ending that's coming in for some of you, but there can also just be something that gets repaired. It gets healed this week. And, you might be listening to this reading right now and going, yeah, you know what? I don't know. I'm good. I'm fine. And then you'll find in the next few days, right? Or in the week or two after the eclipse, something comes up. And you're like, man, I thought we dealt with this already. And, so it can be something where you really do see the truth, right? Something is revealed in some way, shape, or form. All right. So always boundaries and perspectives necessary with the devil. This can be temptation as well. I will say this week is probably early in the week maybe is okay, but as we go through like Tuesday, Wednesday onward, I would say probably not necessarily the best time to start something new. Okay, wait till Saturday and past that. All right, only because here, the devil card plus the Two of Cups. That's not a healthy relationship. Okay, so if you are single looking for love, or if you meet someone new, just be a little bit cautious. Okay, with that, it can just be maybe you see a red flag, right? That's like, nope, that's not for me. I'm out of here. It can be that someone reveals their true selves, or maybe they're hiding behind a mask. The moon represents an illusion or something in the shadows, and here's your shadow, right? With that. So whether it's your personal shadow or someone hiding something away, okay, trust your intuition. If your intuition tells you there's a red flag, trust it. There is a red flag. Don't talk yourself out of it. Okay. People always show you their true selves, whether you choose to believe it or not. That's you, right? So, the moon can be really giving you, some really activated intuition, like strong. Okay. And then that devil card there, it's like a strong warning. Okay, for some of you, right? For others, I think there's just some healing going on here, and you're just doing a little bit of shadow work, right? And, whether you thought you needed to or not, layers of the onion. But if your intuition is giving you a warning, really pay attention to that. Okay, you will, you will be glad you did. All right, put it that way. So some big energies coming out here for you guys, but can be deeply transformative, right? Can be deeply wonderful. Some of you here, you might just have some bad dreams. All right, you might have some dreams that are like just wild and wacky and crazy. And it can be a little bit of an awakening sometimes, or sometimes our intuition, our subconscious is showing us something in our dreams. So that could be really quite a little bit of a wild ride there for you. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to leave all that there for you folks. I hope there was something in here for you. And if so, and if you enjoyed your reading, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so very much. That does help my video get seen. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will see you guys next time. Bye.